Playlist pumping pink into a grayscale day. Your jacket's lined with midnight confetti. I'm a graveyard queen and your street light ready. We don't need coffins, we got booths. Lip sync truths and ultraviolet proofs. We kiss like rumors over echo drums. Turn skeleton keys into sugar plum. It fears the lock, then loves the spark. Glow in the dark, right through the dark. Welcome to the pink zombie club, where the lost fall in and the hearts wake up. Hands up high, we rise above. Hush the hush, feel the rush, undead love. Spin that record, resurrect the buzz. Neon bloodline in our headphones hum. If you know, then you know what it does. You're alive in the pink zombie club. Call it afterlife, I call it after midnight. Call it gray mistake, I call it getting it right. We're stitched by the kick drum, stitched by the snare. If the world's asleep, we'll meet it up there. Count 1 by 2 hearts, 3 dreams, no fear. 4 a.m. lights say we're staying right here.
Hip hip pink zombie club, clap clap, rise above. Hip hip pink zombie club, love love, undead love love.
Welcome to the pink zombie club, where the lost fall in and the hearts wake up. Hands up high, we rise above. Hush the hush, feel the rush, undead love. Turn the moon to a mirror for us. See the glow in the dust we kick
live.
So,
They can see our faces.
hello, everybody. We've been chatting for so long that I guess we could have just kept it running. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Sundays and Red Wizards Rise. We got the whole cast here. Well, we got 4/6 of the cast here. Got some folks standing by. Maybe they'll pop in later, or we'll catch them on the next time. But happy summer, everybody. Happy midsummer. We've got our 988 up and running. We had some fantastic donations last week and throughout the week as well. We're close to another one of our goals of 1,500. 988 is a mental health and a suicide awareness charity that we keep going because we've got a stream up. We might as well do a charity at the same time. And this is a fantastic charity where if you dial or text them, you'll get specialized care. And it absolutely works. And it's awesome. They'll get you on the path towards some mental health recovery or just mental fitness, which is fantastic as well. Anybody have anything that they want to say? Skylar or Ty or Kurt or Kate?
Nothing for me.
All right. Well, this week we got an awesome lineup. We're back in Violet Moon Saga this Thursday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And Kate let me build a map. So it's right over here next to ours, and it's going to be fantastic. And we're fighting giant trees, which should be fun.
Heck yeah.
All right. Well, we'll get into this. Previously on CSI Waterdeep, the party has been, for a very long time, battling in a slippery slope and avalanche of events. When they came together. Long ago, they came together in Silvery Moon on a quest to discover strange magics, which took them across the Anarok Desert, tons of illusions, and found themselves swooped away into the Sunrise Mountains of Thay. There, they ran into a nice, benevolent villages of Kenkus and Goliaths, where they were a bit overly negatively influenced by a Thayan tax station. That tax station was visited by this party and destroyed by an avalanche, and they went in and they whooped a what was it? It was like a jackal vampire. I forgot what the monster, escapes me. Anyways, a super baddie Thayan tax person. There was like a vampire spawn in there as well. They left there and uncovered more and more clues of the goings on in Thay. There's a lot going on in the backstory of all of these characters, as you'll learn throughout this session and preceding sessions. The bottom line is there's a great calamity brewing where Zaz Tam, the highest, most powerful Zalkir of Thay, is creating a possible way to go from lichdom to godhood. What do you know? Maybe he's a Vecna sycophant. Everybody who's a lich wants to become a god. So he's going down that path as well. This party took on one of the Tharks, which is like a county in Thay. And there at the necropolis, they fought one of the governors or one of the baron, more or less, of Thay. And they found themselves getting pulled into the Shadowfell. Not only just any Shadowfell, Latherna. And within Latherna, the Thayans were also advancing and spreading their influence, where they fought back in the Raven Queen's realm, where she is no longer present. They fought back the Thayans and the undead that were taking on the Shadowfell. They went into the Shadowfell, into one of the rings of Latherna. They climbed some giant tower where there was an actual vampire, and they just defeated Jade in her room of mirrors. Within this room of mirrors, there was a magical mirror that they were able to step through. Inside this mirror, there were multiple demiplanes, and one of the planes, there was a mirror inside of the mirror where they were able to step through, and they came out into a bastion inside the deepest parts of Thay. They looked out like one of those circular windows. You think of like a creepy mansion, and they saw a vast metropolis before them, smokestacks, and basically a city. They're only now just getting the hint that they're in Thay. The goings on in Thay right now, as it appears that the Thayans are growing into, who are also the Red Wizards, are growing into enormous amount of power. But we'll pass this off here because a lot of the questions and the things we're going to go through in today's session are a bit of a lot of things in the Dungeon Master's Guide that we haven't really touched. And that is potentially having themselves a Bastion. When Kate's character, Vin, walked through this mirror, previously she took a necklace off from Jade the vampire. This necklace gave her powers to rule the servants of this keep. When she arrived into the first chamber, a little butler skeleton walked up like, and she was able to, say, hey, summon all of my skeletons. So the rest of the party comes bounding through into this room, clunking chainmails, robes, and, maybe the cane of Zolvarus, flicking in his hands and stomped maybe on the wooden floor, and Silvarus and 3 of his storm elf friends that were just uncovered. So what we'll say is, you guys I want to start you out in this chamber. If you look at the map, the chamber would be probably in the light gray building in the top floor, where there's that little chamber there. There is a room there with a desk, a simple desk, a door that is open that goes towards, a hallway, maybe some stairs that go down a little bit into a hallway where you can hear the footsteps of skeletons assembling and maybe sliding against a wall below you guys. But right now you're in a 20 by 20 foot, square room. There are like little islets to be able to see outside. It is dawn. And like I said, there's a desk, there's maybe a wardrobe, and then there is your mirror that you just walked through. It is a oval mirror that just sits in the center of the room before the desk. Like, you walk out of the mirror and there's the desk. The desk has like an inkwell. And if you, upon glance, there's paper, very nondescript kind of writing, but it seems extraordinarily dusty and not well kept there.
I don't read good.
You don't read good. All right.
I would try to. I think Brytek will try and see if he can figure out what's there.
Okay. What's there in the room?
Say again.
What's there in the room? Sorry, I can get a little bit closer to the mic if I'm.
Yeah. Like what's all here? What can he read? If anything, I don't know what language they speak there.
Common, but like,
okay.
So like, if you read it, it's got an accent, maybe on it. There's vowels that are probably changed around. Like, the French honor has a U in it, and the English honor, just 2.
Okay.
That kind of thing. You're like, it's written in Thay, if you look at the papers, it's based. There is, we'll say, a wooden box with 3 letters in it that look like letters that have not been read. There's like an inbox and an outbox, and it looks like there's an inbox there. If you grab one of the letters, it looks like, Jade has been receiving taxes, and they are being stored in a nearby room. Like that.
So it would appear that this particular establishment has a treasury of sorts. It seems that our dead wizard was a tax collector of sorts.
Weren't all the Thayans tax collectors?
Well, yes, but I didn't.
Tax collectors?
Well, I would assume so. I think something's got to fund this. Regardless, there's coin, at least local currency, although I'm afraid to see what exactly that is.
Up until recently, they've been just pulling in cash from all the different... We've taken out 2 tax...
one tax station and one Well, you didn't take it out. You took out the boss in the necropolis.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like you guys, as soon as you did it down in their basement, you guys booped out like really, really fast. So for all intents and purposes, everything that was in that necropolis still there. It was just overwhelming at the time. Like that was probably a town of 2,000-3,000 people with those hordes of undead that were around it. Just thousands and thousands of undead. So you guys got in and out. You did the job that you needed to do, and then like beat it.
But that's the only. I thought there was a second one that we didn't necessarily take out, but we dealt. Anyways, we've dealt with 1 or 2 tax collecting stations. So if she was collecting taxes at one of these tax stations, this is probably where it's been funneled to.
Now, there's 2 more envelopes. If you're like, yeah, what is this? It's basically acknowledgement of the Baroness Jade that there is taxes coming in. There's notes that there is a farm outside the city, that her resources are being sold in the market, and there is money going out as well.
Oh.
Hey, Fosco.
If Kale were only here right now, we could dress him up like Jade and just totally screw with the locals.
Well,
Wait. Well,
since Pete/Kale is not here, and after the rough go that I had last week, Kale's like, you know what? There are dresses over here.
wait, no, hold on. No, that's not a half bad idea.
It's not. I love
But
it.
also,
Yes.
dressing up Kale does not seem the smart move in that manner. However, he looks over at Lav and is like, but I'm sure between the group of us, we could make her look like a Thayan wizard. Yes?
So
I mean-
I would say with your insight, Jade did shave her entire, like, as a cat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As a tabaxi.
No.
So yeah, like
However, like Brytax's working off of the idea that, how do I put this in a subtle way? Kale has too much dick to be of a feminine ruler, so to speak. So we need a feminine mind in order to pull this off.
I agree, but Vin is not a cat. Kale is a cat.
Well,
we could
in
give
this
him all
giant
the cat-
tower
we
of
could-
arcane
we could-
blasphemy, I'm sure we can find a scroll of disguise self or something.
Fair. That's fair.
I don't know how
I was
this
just
took this
hoping.
turn. How did
I
this
was just
happen?
hoping we could, secretly give him a whole bunch of that catnip stuff, and then just shave him.
You're just trying to shave Kale. That's actually your end goal, not blending in.
This is why you don't skip sessions. So Vin, you're there as well. You do have this. I think I gave you the stone that was on it. Was it I gave you a color of the stone as well, but it is around your neck, and you're fully tracking that. You do have the ability to control these folks. The hallway goes silent outside. Like I said, there is windows on either sides of the walls. You can kind of see outside. You do hear, I would say, birds chirping. It feels like high summer outside, and fresh air is blowing in. As much as you'd want to disdain where you think you're at, it is no longer the Shadowfell. There isn't the cold, awkward tension on your arm where the snow didn't want to settle. Things didn't want to settle. Your air and your breath felt as if it was going nowhere sometimes. Here, you're in a vibrant... There are actual, senses of spice that you can smell in the air. You can smell like a nearby market.
Do you smell that?
Food?
It is food. You do smell as if there is food like being prepared for the morning, like rolls and things like that are being made. You know, because it is morning in a city. And you think, but maybe where this keep is probably in an ideal location as well.
I don't think we haven't
You know-
eaten real food in a minute.
I'm going to say this now because I feel as though this is what's going to happen. As I have no doubt we are about to consume the greatest food that we have ever eaten in our lives, and we are going to be stuck with a moral dilemma of destroying this entire country and its infernalness, but at the loss of such delectable, delicious food.
It's a price we pay.
What do you think, Saul?
I can't help but think there must be some way to get rid of the evil and keep the recipe.
Well,
It can't be that difficult.
you would think, but it is a cruel world with unjust gods.
We will find out. I wonder how much gold it would take to buy the recipes.
I think with that, though, like the idea of having to venture out, Brytek would probably go and try and find a window that overlooks the people. Like if we can see people moving about outside, just outside the walls or whatever, right?
Yep.
The intent is he's trying to see how they dress.
Yep.
Like,
Okay. Yeah.
Badly, probably.
well, no doubt, but still.
All right. So here's what let's say. As soon as you look out the window, I try to build the map to give you guys your first look. If you look out, you see a tower that oversees the entire city, and there is a stone bridge that goes from the inner keep to that dark tower that you see looming over the city that goes like another 40 feet up in the air. But where you can't see just below those 30-foot walls, right? So when you look down, you see stables, you see a well, you see two skeletons in chainmail, just like running upstairs and going into the building, right? And you see one skeleton like grab his bow, put it over his back, and then start like running into the keep. And then you see this very straight and proper with a bow tie skeleton just doing this to all of them. You know what I mean? Like in the center where you see the portcullis, it's in the center, and you see skeletons like forming up and like running inside of the keep. But when you look down, you see 4 stalls of a stable with 2 horses in it. You see a carriage sitting off to the side, a very ornate, like a 2-person carriage there is like a seat on the back, right, for a footman. And then there's the seat on the front. It looks like you have 2 horses potentially for pulling the horse, and then one looks like a charger. Like a straight up, you know what I mean? Like a war horse. There is a room off to the side of the stables where the tack and things like that are, where you actually see a skeleton take a like pitchfork, throw it off to the side, and then and just like run into the keep as well. And they just switch it off, whatever they're doing, as the butler is just like doing a rally. You know what I mean? It's doing this and it's running around.
Interrupted their work.
That's right, but you can't, from where you're at, you can't see. And I'll say, Zal maybe or Silvaris, you guys are all like looking over each other's shoulders out this. It's like an arrow islet. It's an old keep, so it's got a very vertical islet. You kind of look out. You can't see anything just outside the walls, but you can see smokestacks. And then you look far across the city. Maybe, I want to say, and this might change, about 3 miles across. There are like towers. If you look real close, you think you see 2 or 3 towers like this that are at various corners of this oval of a 40-foot high, like citadella around the city. It's a big city. There are hubs and spokes of roads that what appear to very clearly go to a very large piazza. And as you look out over this huge piazza, there is like dust coming up. And you can see various shapes running back and forth. It looks like they're on steeds in the distance because it's a mile and a half off. And it looks like you if you listen closely, you can almost hear music in the general direction of that. And as you pull your eyes back in, and you can't see very well because of the position you're in, you see a road, a long road that goes down your street straight to the center of this piazza. And there are red banners every 50, 60 feet. Every building has a red banner hanging off it. It's I would give you a very nationalistic vibe coming out of this. Like they all have a very, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of red banners in this place. It looks like proud.
Okay, so this is gonna sound possibly like a stretch, right? But Brytek is also kind of trying to figure out like where exactly they are. And never having been here before or anything along those lines, but he has been to other capital cities before. Would he be able to infer, kind of looking around, that this is a capital city? Like this is not necessarily some sort of outlying large town, but it's a capital city that we're in?
I would say it's a type of city that has an enormous center of gravity for a place.
Okay.
It is a big town. Like
so it's not necessarily the Washington D.C., but it's like a Chicago or a New York.
It's not Waterdeep, but it's Baldur's Gate. Yeah, for sure.
Got it. Okay. Yep. All right.
I was gonna ask, is it a Waters? Is it a?
It's not a Waterdeep, but it is
Not a
definitely
Waterdeep.
Baldur's Gate. Yeah. Waterdeep is always in my mind that mega city that only lives, you know what I mean? Like through the security of Lady Lariel, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And hundreds of years of lore. But yeah. So yeah, it looks pretty bustling, and it looks like it has its own relaxed, like it feels secure. It doesn't look like it's got a problem. You look up, though, and around the corner, you see that this large, oval-shaped city is nestled up, and you can't see the top of it from your site up against a very large mountain. You look on the other side, you see that you see like mountains kind of like a little bit more shallower, and you think that you're in a large valley or plateau in the Sunrise Mountains. But that's what you can see from where you're at now. But the instant is like you can see shapes from where you're at, probably like 1,000 feet out of how people would be dressed. If you stare long enough, it looks like common clothes.
Okay, so nothing like out of the ordinary, so to speak.
Not yet, because where you're looking, and it's like 6 a.m., right? Like the sun is just starting to crest.
I don't know. I think Brytek will probably infer to like go to one of the guest rooms, or what would probably be considered a guest room, kind of deal. Open up any wardrobes that they have there, just kind of see what's in there. Yep. Because it seems like wizards are, those kinds of people. Like, we're going to have a dinner it requires a jacket, sir. Please go into the wardrobe and put on something with a jacket.
So if you go, there's a lit of stairs. You turn left, you go down about 6 steps to a hallway. To the right it looks like there's a big balcony where you can go outside. It looks like a 20 by 30 foot, rectangular like, sunning place. There is like one
Like a Pope balcony?
Huh?
Like a Pope balcony.
Kind of, yeah. And then if you go downstairs, there is a long hallway. As you go down, there are 12 skeletons sitting against a long hallway with, you can hear more coming up and just like lining up. You see an open door that's almost like a hotel room, Brytek, since you're the first one to go to the very first room. You go down and you see a queenish size bed with a wardrobe open and empty, a chest, like a chest of drawers at the base of the bed, well kept bed, you know what I mean, like e-folds and hospital corners, a perfect little looking candle off to the side of the bed, and it's just a guest room. It looks empty. The first room you go into is empty. The one behind you seems to be closed with an iron lock. But that room looks open. What I mentioned in terms of bastions, there are bedrooms for each, and then there are 6 specialty rooms that I listed. And we can go through those as we begin to explore. But Brytek, you go down and you found a room. I'll say there's one set of common clothes, both male and female, in this wardrobe. There's like a dinner jacket. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We'll go around like Vin. I think this is more apt since you've got the, you know what I mean? Like you see Brytek kind of stomp out as well. Mm-hmm. But I'm leaving everybody where they are. So you're in the secure room with the mirror right now.
Mm-hmm. I definitely want to start exploring.
Okay.
I feel like we've seen most of what can be seen in this room.
Okay. If you guys all want to explore together, you guys want to take a walk around. I would say the first thing that's weird is there are 20 skeletons lined tightly down a long 20 to 30 foot hallway standing there. And there it is. There is a butler looking skeleton at the very end of the hallway. And he's just standing basically at attention as you commanded.
Okay. She's going to take inventory of these skeletons.
Okay. Let's see. And I wrote this out, but I will list it out for you guys as well. What's in there? Let's see. We're going up. Don't anybody type in here yet. Okay. So there appears to be 20 skeletal servants, 10 skeletal warriors. They're wearing chainmail. They each have a short sword and a bow. Your basic CR 1/2 skeletal warriors times 10. There seems to be one in the butler outfit. There are 2 similarly dressed, but they're clearly not a butler, like footman types. There looks like 2 that have aprons on. And they have basic like cooking utensils. Like one's got a bunch of chef's knives off to their side, and one, you know what I mean, has like a mallet. They appear to be cooks, and there's 2 of those. There's 2 that have like manure on them and smells, and they've got mud on their boots, and they appear to be stable skeletons. There's one in kind of nicer common clothes with a bit of a beret on, with a book, like a book case on the side of his hip with 3 books in it. If you look hard enough, that's your librarian. And then next to them are just 2 skeletons, and they've got like scrolls and writing feathers kind of in their pockets. Those are your scriptorium skellies, as I kind of named them. But that's who you have there. If you search around long enough, you'll find 2 large bedrooms, one that Brytek found, and 4 smaller rooms with 2 beds in it. And then the 4 specialty rooms, a stable, a library, a training area, which just, it's kind of, if you go into the basement, there is dirt and there are stuffed hay like bags with the hands out or whatever, and they kind of, some of them twist and some don't, but you can design how you want. It's a very basic training room. And then a scriptorium as well. The skeletons will stay there until they're given, you know what I mean, like what to do next.
Right.
Yeah, so those are your 4 rooms for now. And like I said, there are 6 other rooms, and you guys can design these how you wish. I would say for each character, I would concede to the fact that there could be up to 6 specialty rooms, but I think some of you would want like a training room together. You know what I mean? To do your Bastion training. And if you look up what these specialty rooms are in the Dungeon Master Guide, you can see that a training room, if you spend X amount of time there, you might be able to learn a feat or do something like that. So it's just how long you want to spend in your keep. You know what I mean? So that's the downside to what's going on geopolitically in Thay. So there you guys go. What do you think, Zol?
I don't think we're gonna have a huge amount of time to do some training, right? We got some things to be doing pretty soon, I think. It sounds great. And the only thing that I was looking at earlier was maybe it'd be cool to get an army that's later, but I think the barracks is like the early version, right?
Correct.
But just because that sounds cool. But I think the war room is level 17 or something.
Yeah. Yep, that checks.
And let me be clear about one thing. You guys have a mirror, right? You have this magical mirror. It is bound and attached to this mirror that's in this room, right? So if you did it right, you can always come back to this place. Does that make sense? So like by stepping in the mirror and going into this, you know what I mean? Into that, that was the circle? Yeah, anyways, like if you step through the other mirror, you can get to this place. If you pull the mirrors through each other, then you're kind of screwed, but.
Yeah.
Let's not do that.
You do have a doomsday device if you're really
Yeah, it sounds like a good backup, just in case.
I mean, it's a gamble, you know? I mean, live dangerously, live moss, something. I don't know.
At some point, it might be worth it. We'll find out.
I mean, we could take. I know we're pressed for time, but how pressed for time are we? Do you think?
So yeah, let me just. You guys have been going hard in the paint for a really long time. Roll an insight, Skylar. Solaris.
Oh, please. Oh, nice. 21.
Okay.
Dang.
So as you're sitting there and you're asking how long this is, let me just grab these guys' name. Lotharan, Kin, in Visvir are the other 3 storm elves. So as you're discussing this, you know, they begin to like look out the windows as well. So there's that balcony. They're kind of taking a low knee to not be seen. They're just kind of popping around because they're like, if you on first glance, this place doesn't look like it's ever inhabited. Like a vampire lived here and was hanging out in Shadowfell for a really long time. This place seems very undisturbed for a reason. Like Jade was a bad mamma jamma. But as you're out there, the storm elves all come to you. Solaris, Mount Umvalag or the Marbash, and they look up and you can see this huge Matterhorn of a mountain that's outside and back against the city. Various lightning strikes are hitting the top of the mountain, and they point to you. That is the Maester's Atrium. And you can see a very large tower, almost looks like a smokestack kind of out, you know what I mean? Like at the top of the Matterhorn as well. That was not there.
The Maester's Atrium?
Maester's.
Oh, Maester's.
Yes. And I want to get the name correct of what that place is called specifically. Of what they call it. Sorry, I was writing yesterday, and it was storming really bad, so all my paper looks like a pirate.
Yeah, you got that storm too.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Wow, I didn't realize I had this many notes already. Goodness. That's a lot.
Feel the creativity flow through you.
Skyglass Cathedral. Is what
That's a fucking name.
Hell yes. Skyglass Cathedral.
That's what they don't say Semaster's Atrium. I apologize. That's some above. That's where like the future. It changed its name to Semaster's Atrium, right? Like
Right.
it's now called Mount Umvelag, and the Storm Elves call it the Marbash, right? So like you infer that these dudes are like 1,000, 2,000 years old, right? Like these dudes have been absconded for a very, very long time by Jade, but you could see they're like hugging each other when they see the mountain. That's like there's memories. When you look up the mountain, you see a switchback, and there's like natural growing blue flowers all the way up. Like there's grass at the base. It grows into pines, and then you see the stony like peak, and it's like 6,000-7,000 feet up from where you're at right now. It still goes a mile up. And if you look in the other direction, you're probably about a mile high as well up in the mountains. It's very cool where you're at, but it's still summertime.
So what was at the top? What was Skyglass Cathedral?
This is where the Fulcrum Stone, Airdrie's stone, was worshipped. There, in Skyglass Cathedral, was a sanctuary for Storm Elves and our brothers and sisters. We lived humbly there training, until long ago, a woman came, powerful, creating an hypothesis to make themselves a god. A very benevolent person who Airdrie prophesized would be a god, and the blessings of Lathander as well. As we performed one of the last rituals, something occurred, stolen from our memories.
I'm gonna look back at as they say that, I'm gonna look back at, well, if Ven is there, I don't know if she is, if she walked down the hallway, but like,
Yeah, maybe it's fine.
I mean,
from
were we all together, or?
Sure, that's fine. Yeah. Like this is a keep, but it's also like a medieval keep. It's not that big. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I'm just thinking if I'm having this conversation with them, but they're
Yeah.
all kind of around, I'd probably look back at Ven and go, I believe she had something to do. Not something to do, but I think she was involved with that hypothesis those so many years ago.
And didn't Finn have like a memory of this room? Like, I think in the previous session.
Yes. We can give that back to you. Searching. The dead air is always longer for the DM than it is for the player, so I just have to be mindful of that and just be like, I have time to look this up.
Yeah, no, we're good. While you're doing
It's a lot
that,
of information too, so
I'll make the skeletons touch their toes and their noses and test their obedience.
Ash drifts through the shattered ramparts. No. Perfect spot. No. So the bottom line is what your memory was. You saw like a very eager scientist type like long, like black hair and a braid, books in hands, and red robes. Comely, young man, in his, well, I'm getting old now, younger 30s, you know what I mean, late 20s type. And he goes into this huge crystal room, and you're thinking like Superman crystal room, right? And he goes up to this massive, like bluish white stone in the center. He puts his hands against it. He throws his books down. He's got various tools and stuff, and starts like studying it. You get this vibe of like the excitement for the amount of arcane power that is in this place for a dude that's clearly a wizard or young, successful wizard sees these things. And in the background, you see a tall, white-robed, woman with silvery, like white hair, darkish, I would say like purplish skin, hued skin, standing back and smiling and pointing, like very convincing and like doing like, oh my God, isn't this great? And then you kind of come out of that dream. And then to you, it's like, that was Isabella right there. You know what I mean? Bringing whoever the scientist was in there. You guys, I would say you're putting it together that was Semaster very, very long ago, coming to a source of power. But you just know that those kind of names. Like I said, you guys have a library. You have all of these things now at your hands. You have scribes and things like that.
So I'm like definitely gonna share that vision
Okay.
with the rest of the party.
And Isabella was the one that was supposed to was prophesied to become the god. Or no, the Raven Queen was.
The Raven Queen, yeah.
And we don't know who the Raven Queen was.
Her name was wiped from memory.
Yeah, if Hale was there, that is one of the strongest things about the Raven Queen that he would say. He's like, the Raven Queen's name has always been missing. Like, that's just part of the lore.
I wonder if there's anything in the library that is old enough to talk about the Raven Queen before.
Like we
before
might
the
go.
hypothesis.
We might go to the library.
Tim,
Yep.
this is an above table question for you. Because I don't necessarily know in your particular rendition of this world, right? The Raven Queen is often seen as the one who took Kelembor's spot, essentially, in the Pantheon. So there was like a whole War of the Gods thing that kind of happened. So if that plays out in this world, would Brytak know anything about that?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. If you're a full-on cleric and you know the lore and things like that, absolutely. You know all the details of it.
Well, I'm asking because I would like to make either a history or religion check for whatever nuggets you might want to partake that, or like divvy out that Brytak will be able to spit out. I mean, he's not going to have an encyclopedic knowledge because he's an errant.
Yep.
So
yeah, go ahead, make a roll, and then ask for something kind of specific so I can go down that path. So if you roll a 25,
I rolled a 28.
Okay.
And so with that being a natural 20 on it, because I have a +8 to religion. So with that, I think that he would want to know. I'm not going to ask for her name, but I feel that he would know if the Raven Queen was an ascendant god, like was a mortal like Kellenvor was that became a god, or if they just were like a god that came into being.
Yeah. So you go into the library, and there are 28. There is an enormous amount of resources about this topic, almost like they were taken away. Like, you're inside the enemy camp, right? And if this was Berlinish, there's tons of things from the Louvre in here right now, right? Like, so there are things that were taken. There are documents that have been moved into this place. And because that was a fantastic role in the parties together, you know that the Raven Queen was going to ascend to be a god from Lathander and Airdrie, right? And take the place, or at least sit at the side of the level of Kellenborg. During her ascension, something occurred to make her a demigod. So not a full-on god. She is a god within Latherna, right? Within her demiplane, absolutely. But she is no longer. You know that power no longer exists there. It is in complete chaos. For some reason or another, the threads are having trouble. Kellenborg obviously being like, "Hey, I want undead to stay undead." The Raven Queen saying like, "There's more of a neutral base to it. Just going to the right place that they belong." You know, is kind of what's important as well. I would say with a 28, you're going to gain, you are the resident knowledge of the Raven Queen on this one. So when you ask a question, you can, for the next 7 days or so, you can have advantage on it. But if you ask things about it, I'll just give you the straight up answer. But realize as we build this world together, I try to leave some clay. Right?
Yeah.
I want to keep it malleable. I don't like being hard to the lore so that you guys can find your way in this as well. So things are open to your interpretation. You just know that during her ascension, it didn't go the way they wanted to. She couldn't go to Mount Celestia. Right?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So she was sent to this realm. Some think her as very dark. Others, you know what I mean? Like, but it's like a misnomer thing. Like, you're like, no, very benevolent god. You know what I mean? Just extraordinarily neutralist in the threads. Where Kellenborgs are hardliners against like undead.
Gotcha.
So something happened to the Raven Queen during her ascension that stopped that, and potentially also is what killed Ven.
Yep. In the real world lore, that happened, but I'm adding Lathander and Airdrie being the ones that brought the, you know what I mean, that gave some of their powers to bring her up.
Okay. All right.
So that is a full-on Timism. So if you go down the fanboy pages or whatever, you want to find the Lathander Airdrie stuff. That's just to make it secure in our campaign.
Okay. I think that like he wouldn't keep any of that information from them. I think that everything that he would learn, he would tell them.
Yeah.
But like as questions kind of arise, I think then I will make those checks as needed because there's some degree of what they've encountered that Kurt doesn't actually know as far as they're concerned.
I will explain, because from things that I've seen, visions that I've seen, whatever, we should spend some time in this library. If this is information that has been taken from the world, the Raven Queen's actual name, I need to find out the Raven Queen as part of my prophecy. From what I've been told, I need to find her name, and if this library has information and books and tomes that have been taken from around the world, from around the known world at the time, it's possible that name exists inside one of these tomes.
Okay, here's what I'll offer you. With a 28 in what you're on right now, are you putting the skeletons to task?
I mean, we
Are
can.
you putting them back on their task? I'm asking Kate. She's 100% the commander. She snatched the real life. Kate pulled the necklace off the back. As soon as you did that, she died. Like, you now have the, you know what I mean? Like, all right, so
I'm in control.
how would you do you put them all to task? Because what I will say is there's a librarian who can go,
Right.
all right, you can
That
put
was
the
my
librarian
thought. Yeah.
for 7 days to study that question with
Yeah.
Brytek's knowledge, and you're gonna get some answers.
I did want to run through the tests just to be like, okay, kneel and touch your noses.
Yep, 100%. They're
Right. Not any objections to continuing doing your work.
oh. Everybody make an investigation check.
Oh, this is gonna be bad. Oh, that's pretty good actually.
I got a 15.
Okay.
21.
Okay.
17.
What'd you get?
Natural 1 for a 6 total.
Nice. Okay, you're just inside this library, whoa! You see a scriptorium. There's scrolls everywhere. Yeah.
I'm currently searching through some of my magic at the same time to try and mess with the skeletons a little bit, but don't worry about it. No.
And then what'd you get, Savaris?
17.
Okay. You guys are all in the library, and we'll say Brytek's is crushing it today. You find a box of stones. Inside the box are 20 stones, and they're all shaped like tongues.
Oh, shit.
But when you ask if the skeletons have any issues with your 15, you hear them going, ah, 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 ah. They have no tongues.
Now we give them back the voices.
Maybe we just give the librarian.
No.
Do we want a bunch of skeletons just going blah 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 blah?
No. Well, the problem is that if they have their tongues removed, that generally means that they have seen and heard things that they were not allowed to repeat.
So
But-
we do give them back their tongues.
It also means that should anyone come inside or we have to entertain any sort of guests while we are here, that they will be able to speak to them.
Maybe we, like I said, we give the librarian her tongue when we need her to speak.
Are we planning on having any dinner parties anytime soon? Because I don't suspect we're going to invite anyone here.
I don't suspect that we're going to invite anyone here, but we are currently in the home of a not known to be dead, high-ranking red wizard of Thay. So one might believe that they will be sought after a time. And so we will have to entertain people, at least allow them to poke around to a degree. I don't think we're going to be able to hide in here forever.
True.
Well, suppose we give them their tongues and I command them not to speak to strangers.
Oh, that could work if it works that way.
Why are we talking about giving all of the tongues back? We only need one.
Right, but it would not be very good for us to give one of them their tongue back and then immediately rip it out when we don't want them to talk again.
It seems
We're
a bit
not
like-
much better than their previous master.
It is also actually possible to give the tongues back. Are they not a little hard?
Well, let's test it. And she's going to grab one of the tongues and give it to the librarian.
Okay. Let's see. Who's got the highest arcana? Is that you, Zol? Right now, do you pretty high?
My arcana's not that high. It's +3.
That's pretty good. I think it's pretty high. I think that's pretty
I have half proficiency with it, so yeah.
When you see the stone with your 21 and your 28, it does have various runes on it that are very similar. It is not bone. It's almost like this is designed to help speak through some necrotic or negative energy. So when you put it in the librarian's mouth, you hear it go in, it sits in there, it floats a little bit, and you hear just ah, ah. ma'am. And it just looks at you.
Hello.
Hello.
Take its tongue out again and see if you put a different one on, if it gets a different voice.
Do this
Sorry to
20
do
times.
this. Do you mind if I...
It's all the same voice. It's all the same looking stone. But it's yeah. They're all like they're 20 stones. They were probably purchased. You know what I mean? To
That close. We were that
I was
close.
really waiting for 20 different voices from Tim.
Oh, that'd be funny.
yeah.
Can you tell me what animates you?
Enemies?
Animates.
How are you animated?
Undead animated through necrotic and negative energy.
Brytak just kind of goes,
Well, and she looks back at him. She's like, that doesn't necessarily mean he's evil, does it?
it has nothing to do with evil. It means that there's a soul trapped in him.
No.
Does it?
Well,
Does
so
it?
there's no soul. There is no soul. I did some research while you guys are doing this well, and I selected confirmation bias. They don't have a soul, but there is a necrotic arcane. You know what I mean? Like negative type
Yeah.
energy that does
Okay.
power them.
Okay,
It's
so
not
they're not actually undead. They're constructs.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
like magical
Okay.
puppets. But they're
Okay.
cute though. Look at them.
Vin, ask if they're evil. I like that question.
He's got a little.
Yeah, like he
Ask
just.
if it's evil.
You know what? At this point, when she says that they're cute, though, right? I literally think Brytak just leans over to Severius and just goes, "Why are women so weird?"
What?
I can ask the same thing about all of you.
Yeah. The female librarian like looks and just like men.
Yeah.
and stands next to you.
The dude standing there with
Say it
no
again,
eyeballs, no lips, and teeth just chattering. He's so cute.
How about we give all of the
Gail's
ones?
in chat, and you can always pop in and ask if you'd like. Do you have to do it through Video Ninja?
Hey, Pete, just to let you know, you're high on catnip,
Catnip.
and you may not have any hair left. Just letting you know.
Somebody's going straight.
Sorry.
So yes, I understand what you're trying to think, Kurt. With is it souls powering? You know what I mean? Like the undead. They
Yeah.
are undead. I would say there is no soul trapped in them, though. It's hard. The way that I'm trying to read this, it's not it's just some sort of negative, you know what I mean? Like negative power.
Construct, puppet.
Yeah.
Those work
No,
for
like
me.
the
Golem.
idea of it being like a kind of like an animated puppet kind of thing or whatnot,
Yeah.
right? Like if it's one of those, like if they have no concept of their life before, i.e., like speak with dead wouldn't work on them kind of
If
thing.
you spoke with dead, you
Yeah.
would be attracting their soul into that body now. Now you're talking to the soul.
That makes you evil, I think. Not the...
So they're
Yes,
their
it
own
does.
thing.
That don't
So
don't you?
they're their
Nobody
own
makes me
thing.
bleed my own blood. What are you
And
talking
if you
about?
hurt them, then you're
But-
just hurting a new thing.
Turn undead would banish these things. Just so you know, if
Okay.
you know what I mean, like you do have a fail safe. If things got wonky, if another creature came in, took these things over, you could be like, boop, and they would all just burst into dust. You know what I mean, or whatever. But for all intents and purposes, for this one, no souls inside.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask the librarian: should I give the rest of them tongues, or should we just rely on you?
Would be more efficient for Thomas, and points at the
butler?
that's standing there with, you know what I mean, like a tray, you know what I mean, with like 3 flutes of mimosas, you know what I mean, just chilling there.
Oh, And she says she'll take one. She'll just be like, oh.
As you
Very
grab
nice.
it, there is blood inside these mimosas.
Oh. Can we stop making them with blood now?
It just nods and then just like
Thank you.
runs off. Yeah.
I'm gonna give him his tongue back before.
Oh,
What?
Thomas, it's just like, it puts it in, the tongue floats inside the skull, and it's just waiting for orders.
Lavinia, a Bloody Mary doesn't actually involve the blood of Mary. I'm just pointing that out. It's tomato juice.
Well, considering that the person who lived here before was a vampire, I think we have a lot of things to work through.
Mimosas? Is that the blood of mimes?
There
Well,
would
mimosas-
be cooled rooms in the
Orange
kitchen that you can see where there is blood in there.
I think Brytek is trying to work out whether or not Vin just basically said, "Bring me a glass of blood." That is what he is actively trying to work out in his
No.
mind right now.
No,
I
she
said
said
no blood.
no blood.
She grabbed it. There's
okay.
blood inside. Yeah.
And mimosas,
okay,
for
okay.
the record, mimosas are champagne and traditionally orange
The blood
juice.
of mime. The blood of mimes.
It's not a Bloody Mary.
Dot.
I think we should give them their voices back. Because what if they've heard things that they could tell us that happened here? We don't know which one's going to have the juicy information.
True.
I do like gossip. I agree. Give them their tongues.
Sylvanas. We can always take them out.
I'm indifferent.
No, I think you're very different.
Touche, sir.
All right. Well, okay. And she's going to start distributing the stones.
Okay. If they take their stones, and you can see that they're well disciplined, and they don't really.
All right. So, before we do anything else, the priority is secrecy. So, you don't tell anyone else, and she's gonna like point to the rest of the party. It's like, we are okay. You can trust us, but don't tell anyone else anything if they happen to come venturing over here. Is that clear?
When you say that, your stone glows a little bit, and I'll say with your perceptions and things like that, Brytek, you see the stone glow green, and inside their chest, something kind of flashes green as well. They put their heels together, and you know what I mean? They nod, and they go back to their previously assigned tasks.
Nice. But wait, do any of you?
They stop.
Huh? They're gone.
No, they stop. I said they stop.
Oh,
As soon as
okay.
they leave,
Okay.
they stop.
Okay. Wait. What should I ask them for secrets? Like, what do you know of the previous lady of the house?
Baroness Jade. The librarian says Baroness Jade was a merciless ruler, a baroness of Thalos Kirith, powerful general of the armies of Galavan.
And have you seen anyone around that she had relations with? Any visitors noteworthy?
Jade had no visitors. She visited.
Oh,
Depressing.
you know, I sort of suspected that. Seems like people were afraid of her. Can anyone think of anything I should ask them before we send them off?
Were there...
Well, I mean, if
Oh,
we could send
no.
them back, if we could send them back to work, and if we think of the question, we could just stop one of them and go ask the question.
The butler's still here, right? The butler's still there, right?
They're all there. They're
Okay.
all just lined up. You know what I mean? Like, we'll say they're all lined up in that patio in the top of the, you know what I mean? The lighter looking keep on the inside.
So, if I understand this correctly, only Vin can ask them questions, right? Like they're not really gonna like talk to us as
If
people,
you
right?
tried to, if you went like, hey, they look
Yeah.
over at Vin.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, that's what I was trying to make sure of. It's like they literally only like interact with her.
Hang on. You may speak to the rest of them.
Yep, but you make that clear. Okay, so what we'll say is there's no monkey's paw in this. Like,
Yeah.
we now understand that they take orders from the rest of the party.
You saw everywhere that Jade went, yes?
And you're talking to Thomas, right?
The butler. Yeah, the butler.
Yes. Thomas was only one allowed in office.
Was there any other hidden areas within this place?
No, just the mirror. The hidden area was where she went. We could see far off jungles. And we could see a dark gray place.
He's trying. So basically, Brytak's trying to find a way to ask whether or not there's like any escape doors or anything like that that would go into a sewer. I.e., because if it's an egress, it's an ingress.
Oh,
So if outside of the main basically the main castle gates or whatever, right? Is there any other way in and out of this place? The mirror obviously being one of them, but they're in a town, they're in a city. Most of these places have sewers of some kind.
yep. Oh, and it just, it takes you, you know what I mean? Like, yes, the cellar.
Cellar. Okay. What was the last thing that she was reading?
It runs to the office and brings back a letter. It is a letter from, I want to get this correct. There's a letter from Isabel. And it's basically, as you read this, there's like, my darling, you're so close to finding what I need for eternal life. So forever we can live together. Find the scroll. There's one in each realm. Then you may have it as your own dread realm.
Hold on. This might be a piece of information that Kurt doesn't have. Right? Okay. The phrasing that you just used, so that we may live together, well, that we may live for, forever together, essentially, right? Does that come across as a, you know what I'm saying? Does that come across as a buddy, or does that come across as a lover?
Okay, so go ahead and make your insight on it as you read this as well. There's also various other scrolls there and things like that as well.
I got a 21.
Okay, if you're reading through diaries, if you're reading through various letters back and forth, there are notes that are powdered and have smells and things like that. It appears that
Oh shit. Okay.
that Jade was very much in love with Isabel. And you get the sense that Isabel was kind of, you can tell when someone's stringing them along for a long time. There was various I think you have feelings for Galavan. Galavan has feelings for you kind of situation. There's a bit of a quarrel going between Galavan, who you're finding out is a Zalkir, who lives straight up that mountain from you guys. This is his city. And you get the sense that there was some sort of lover's triangle between Isabel, Jade, and Galavan. And as you read more into Jade's story, you find that it appears that Galavan very much loves Isabel. Isabel has this very high beauty that all are trying to kind of pine for. And Jade and Isabel were both kind of in the, or Galavan and Isabel were both in the wings, trying to bid for Isabel. But there was a jealousy from Jade of Galavan, but was also an employee.
Okay, so all right, because basically the very human aspect is, wars have been fought over the death of a lover kind of thing, right? And so he's just in there going it's different when you're going to go fight somebody, right? But you haven't come for their family or those super close to them.
Jade's a very sad story. Nobody loves Jade in this scenario. As you're going through these things, Jade was just trying to be seen, you know what I mean, by Isabel, while Isabel was kind of tooling around, the next time when you take this city, we'll be together, kind of, just stringing and stringing.
Okay.
The point of this Bastion, what you're learning is there's nobody coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Jade was very outwardly focused. This is why Bastions are comfortable to parties and stuff like that. I'm trying to give you the
No. It's Brytek going down the list of, probabilities, knowing what to expect, knowing what's going to be here. He's very much just invested in the whole thing of okay, this cool. This is going to be our new base camp, but I don't want our base camp surprising us in fucking 3 weeks. And,
if you go to the cellar, where there would be a door to go somewhere, it is sealed from the inside.
Fuck. Okay.
Right? If you wanted to get to the sewers, it's sealed on your side, not on that side. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I just am. Yeah. Well, I think with that information, he would very much be so we're in a fortress of heartbreak at the end of the day. That's
vampire stuff.
Rather depressing.
Isabel, well, from what I know of her, is that kind of person.
That's just wrong.
Well, considering what she's doing, wicked all around.
Well, let's figure this the F out and stop it. I know that the information that I need might be in this library. to stop Isabel.
And we can get the librarian working on that.
So, yeah. So, if the way I interpret in the Dungeon Master's Guide, which is only suggestions, and so they're guidelines, right? Are you have 4 rooms, 4 specialty rooms. Each player can take a Bastion action. All right. So if you're like, I want to spend 7 days researching this, or you want to put the librarian, there's only one librarian to that task. Now you yourself can go sit in there for 7 days and assist this, right? Because the librarian can be put onto one task. The stables can be put to one task. You know what I mean? Like, here's some other things. You get about enough money to sustain the keep right now, based on what you're gathering is a farm outside, a big farm outside of the keep. There's like a big cattle farm, right, that sustains, which you're finding out are sustaining the feeding of wargs and a large army of hobgoblins that live there right now. And because those hobgoblins are here, you know, she's making tons of war profit. So there is roughly 6,000 gold in a chest here. There is the gold that you found that was inside the mirror, which is her primary treasury, right? Like you found that treasury that had the uncommon items and things like that as well. She's very wealthy because she's a vampire. The Bastion seems to sustain itself at this level. Like it will stay a level 9 if you just let the skeletons continue skeleton. Right? If you want to gain more than what you have, this thing makes about a 500 gold piece profit, I would say, after all of its sustainment every, 30 days.
Well, I think Vin is gonna talk to Zol specifically and just be like, with this kind of money, could we not make some allies?
I suppose so. Buying allies isn't always the best idea. Which sort of allies would you want?
Well, ones to build an army with. Could we not give them money in a benevolent kind of way to make them like us?
We're a very likable bunch, I think. I'm sure we could persuade them. Sorry, just the hobgoblins there. And you said there's a lot of war. So are they controlling the hobgoblins or fighting the hobgoblins? Which way around was it?
You guys have been around this place. You're looking around. It's been about 2 hours, about 8 a.m. now. You guys are running around. You smell. Did you put all of the skeletons back on task?
Yeah.
They're making a meal. You smell food coming out of your own kitchens. The scriptorium is at the top tower in that black tower that's sitting there. If you look outside, and now you're looking down on the city, if you're all just kind of peering over together, you will see very well kept, soldiers in red uniforms, walking wargs. With high lances, with red banners off the lances, ever so often. You'll see 2 high-collared wizards walking with bald heads, kind of cruising by slowly, and your average cart going by. You see a tavern, like almost kitty corner to where you guys are, with the wooden, sign. You see various stores in a very long, straight out from your tower. It's almost like the Champs-Elysees kind of situation where your road goes straight to what appears to be a piazza in the distance. And there are various shops, there are taller buildings or whatever, but your building is meant to be higher than any others. There are 4 like-sized towers, just like yours, inside the city, and there's one outside. There is about a 40-foot wide river, kind of fast-moving freshwater river that goes and cuts through the entire city as well. If you look south out of the city, you see a small lake as well, in vast fields and farms outside the city, with a tower out there as well. And then, of course, the main mountain and the lonely tower in the mountain. If you look up as well, I'll say, just because we're going to take a break right now, if you look up as you guys are taking one last look at your assessment of the town, you see a dragon just go swoops like straight into a very bright spot of the tower itself. Or
A dragon? A dragon?
A dragon.
Not-
A dragon. Well, you see the shape
Not a
of a
draglich?
large dragon, just like
Large.
swoop into, like it was just
Blue
landing.
dragon?
Just like it opens up its wings and then tucks them in, and then you see it stretch a little bit and then go inside the mountain at the top.
So this is going to sound like a long shot, okay? But I distinctly remember the first time I was involved in this group and a large Dracolich showing up and crushing one of our party members. Does this one happen in any way, shape, or form to resemble that particular Dracolich?
If you search around, there is a telescope around, and you look. You know what I mean? If you want to look and spend time before we take break. This is a black dragon. It's got its it's like, it looks like an adult black dragon.
Oh,
Good.
If you
That's
see-
way better than a Dracolich.
If you
oh
look
yeah.
close
Oh
enough,
sure. Totally way better.
Make a who's got the telescope? Who's got it?
I would think that
Assuming
it's
Brian
probably
Tech.
said. I would assume that it's like one of those big ass tripod looking motherfuckers. So I think
Yeah.
we're all kind of standing around it. If
Okay.
you know what I mean?
Yep.
Pushing each other out of the way.
Yeah.
If you look close enough, you see maybe 2 wyverns on the hillside. And if you look around a little bit more, you see the shape of like a second dragon in the tree line somewhere. You don't see the color, but you see it moving around.
Huh. Okay.
And that's where we'll take a break.
Okay.
Ooh, boy.
Level 10, man. It's a level 10 fight. That's how you want to take it.
Back in 10 minutes.
Sorry, am I meant to be level 10?
Yeah, we'll do 10. Yeah, because it's a
All right.
3-hour show. We'll do 10.
Okay. Cool.
Chimes in the stillness, dust on the breeze, voice in the silence, promise that she fades. We walked as blades in shadows name, drank from the well of silent shame. The sad new truths we did not face. Our past a curse we can't erase. The stars remember every scar, yet still we climb no matter Ashes redeemed.
We're creeping in the shadows, eyes like fire. Razor claws in the dark, they're coming higher. You feel the chill, you hear the hiss, but when you turn around, it's the end of bliss. Murder badger, it's a sneak attack. Murder badger, out for blood. Murder badger, it's on your face. Murder badger, it's a sneak attack. Murder badger, out for blood. Murder badger, it's on your face. Murder badger. No mercy, no time, you're on their list. Never rip and tear through the fog and mist. These monsters won't care if you run or scream. Once they got you, you won't wake from the dream. Murder badger, it's a sneak attack. Murder badger, out for blood. Murder badger, it's on your face. Murder badger, it's a sneak attack. Murder badger, out for blood. Murder badger, it's on your face. Murder badger. You thought you were safe, lock the door tight, but murder badgers, they own the night. You can try to hide, you can try to flee, but they'll find you no matter where you'll be. Murder badger, it's a sneak attack. Murder badger, out for blood. Murder badger, it's on your face. Murder badger, it's a sneak attack. Murder badger, out for blood. Murder badger, it's on your face. Murder badger, they don't care, they don't share. Murder badger, everywhere they'll tear you bare. There.
They were locked up for a reason, but the world ran out of heroes.
So now, you roll with what you got, kicking down doors with a holy grin, silver tongues and a dozen sins. Wrong side of justice, right side of fate. No time to ask, we're already late. We ain't your chosen, we ain't your knight, but we shine damn bright when the world ignites. And we roll for trouble, we play to win. Out of the cells and into the spin. We're taking chances, bending fate. The last bad call on heaven's slate. Roll for trouble, that's our cue. You want a miracle? We'll do. Hey. Knight lost his banner but swings just fine. Rogue's got charm and a 5-step crime. Druids growling and warlocks curse. Clerics smiling, which is the worst. Call us mad, call us last, but we hit back hard and we hit back fast. We roll for trouble, we play to win. Out of the cells and into the spin. We're taking chances, bending fate. The last bad call on heaven's slate. Roll for trouble, that's our cue. You want a miracle? We'll do. Hey, hey. When the odds look bad, we raise the stakes. When the gods say no, we're the brakes. When the plan goes south, we smile wide. 'Cause no one rides like the ones denied. We roll for trouble, we play to win. Out of the cells and into the spin. We're taking chances, bending fate. The last bad call on heaven's slate. Roll for trouble, that's our cue. You want a miracle? We'll do. Hey.
Dungeon born, maybe one or two, but fate don't ask where it found you. Roll for trouble.
Awakening in shadows deep. slept for centuries alone, and dreams of blood upon a throne. But your foolish hands, they touched the key, and now your fate is bound to me. Through darkness I was once set free, now I drag you into misery. I am the shadow in your sight, the curse that haunts the endless night. Your hero fell beneath my light. In blood we dance till morning light. Your friend, your brother, now my own, a puppet on this cruel dark throne. The demon's hand, it pulls us all. I rise, I claim, I make you fall. From hell's deep pit, I stole his flame. Manuki gone, mirror echoes of pain. I am the shadow in your sight, the curse that haunts the endless night. Your hero fell beneath my bite. In blood we dance till morning light. But in the dark where shadows sing, a heart still beats within this thing. I am the weapon, I am the blade, but long ago I was betrayed. Now cursed to walk this endless fight, no dawn to break this eternal night. I am the shadow in your sight, the curse that haunts the endless night. Your hero fell beneath my bite. In blood we dance till morning light. Come close, ye souls, both brave and brash, and hear the ghosts of the salt marsh mud. Fog rolls deep on the haunted tide. The salt marsh calls, no place to hide. A shipwreck looms, her sails like bone. The sea won't let her rest alone. Shadows dance round the lantern light, bones and gold in the dead of night. Raise the flag and sound the bell, ghosts of the salt marsh rise and swell. Storm and sea won't break our vow, we chase the past, we live for now. Whoa, whoa. A captain lost, his soul unchained. His whispers ride the wind and rain. They say his treasure still remains, buried deep beneath the waves.
Yep. So welcome back. You got all your skeletons on task. You asked your various questions. You guys eat, right? You eat a very fine, you know what I mean, like supper built for, Emma's royalty, because she was a baroness here in the town. But I guess the next steps are, you've got the inside of this place kind of secure. What is the next step? If you want to learn more of what's going on, it's tough based on the dialogue that Jade is having. She's very reclusive to the city's politics. She was very in love with, you know what I mean, her various Isabel and Galavan situation. She was involved with that, but when it goes on to the inner workings of the city, she received her tithes and taxes from either, you know, the folks that live in and around her sector of the city.
I think it's time to do some exploring.
Yep, as I mentioned, if you walked outside, you could see various pubs and stores and things like that outside.
Is it? This is just a question for the group. Is it possible to act as though Jade were still in control, and if people see us coming from the Bastion, from the keep or whatever, that we're somehow servants of hers in some capacity?
Or emissaries of some kind, right?
That way, if somebody asks out in the town, we have a backstory that we can. That way, we're just not like, oh, look, we're an adventuring party. Burp, burp, burp. No, we have a plausible deniability.
We could tell them to mind their own goddamn business.
Well, this is what I was wondering. Do we want these people to like us? Because if not, we can just slap them and tell them to fuck off, effectively.
That's true.
But do we want to do that in this town?
Well, that's what I'm asking. If we want these people to like us, then we should maybe have a story. But if they're okay with them not liking us, then
I think we do want them to like us.
I think it would behoove us to have them like us in some, at least in the short term.
Do you think they would like us if we killed the woman they are afraid of?
Well, we can ask that, but for the time being, I'm just saying, if we go out into this town and we just act like our dumb adventurer selves, we're probably gonna, you know.
Ding dong, the witch is dead, but I guess we can wait on that.
Whatever. That's another story for another time. I'm just thinking.
If it comes up naturally, we'll burn that bridge later.
Right. I'm just suggesting maybe we have a slight backstory in case somebody asks us why we are coming from that particular castle. That they've possibly only seen skeletons running around.
On business with or from Jade. Or we can just estrange ourselves completely and, I don't know, hope no one sees us leave.
Incredibly fresh skeletons.
Anyways, that was my only.
We should probably change our clothes, right?
There is wardrobes here. So there are common clothes and there are noble clothes. There are also various old uniforms as well. They look to be, if you do an assessment on them, they look like old dragon cultists' uniforms.
Like how old? Like from the very recent past?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Like if you were to say like the last war type uniforms, there's a chest full of them. Yeah. If you read more into the lore that a 28 got, Jade was a leader, which was called a dragon wing in Severin's army.
Oh. Ooh. Ooh.
I'm going to try and just find the most noble, bougiest outfit I can.
Okay, yeah, it's big like black adder, like around the neck.
Yeah, well,
yeah. Huge pantaloons. Is that what you want? Enormous trousers. Yeah. Yep.
I would ask the other elves there, if storm elves still frequent these parts, or if they were exiled completely.
Passive insight. They haven't been here in 1,000 years.
Whew.
Okay.
So yeah, they're wearing like old timey clothes. You know what I mean? Like, this is the future. The city wasn't here back then. You know what I mean? Like it was just a river. Like you can see them very beside themselves. Like it was just a river and a small, quaint village and stuff. And now like big industry has arrived.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm just gonna grab Commoner's clothes. That's
good.
I mean, I'm wearing robes anyways, so something similar-esque, I guess.
Okay. A cloak over top of what you're wearing. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Yep. So you disguise yourself as not a storm elf. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe put on some makeup to make myself not so blue.
Okay. Brytack will get a pass. You changing? Are you not?
Oh yeah, no, he is. He's taking all that off. Like, okay, so hear me out. All right, okay. He's totally pulling a fucking goddamn Reese from Terminator. So he's going to get a cloak. He's going to get some kind of like dusty pants that he can find or whatnot, a shirt. And then he's going to take his Mace of Disruption. He's going to tie a string around it and around his shoulder and hoist that sucker up and find a big cloak to go over it like he's trying to hide a full-length shotgun as he's going out and about.
I just realized this as I was looking at my character sheet. Should we take a long rest before we do any of this?
Probably.
I think I just
like changing, and he's like,
like I look down. I'm like, I only have 2 focus points left. We should probably. Can we take a nap? Can we just take a long nap?
Let's take a siesta.
Yeah, you guys sleep a very long, great rest. Did you guys take any shifts over the first night? Did anybody like no shift? Savaris shift?
I mean, I since I don't really sleep, I would just do my meditations and maybe go help the librarian at times and go back to meditating and.
You okay? Yeah, if you guys sleep, it's by the time you figure this out, it's roughly 10 o'clock. It's like 4 p.m. when you wake up. You know what I mean? You take a long disco nap or whatever. You guys wake up kind of refreshed. 6 to 8 hours later, about 4 or 5 p.m. The sun is still hot and shining, right? And a lot has like occurred. You wake up to a very quiet keep. It's very reassuring. Is what I wanna pass this off to you guys.
Okay.
It feels very reassuring that you guys are inside of a strong box. This is a stronghold. You know what I mean? Like, of course, token term, but like, you hear voices outside. More voices are picking up. You actually hear what sounds like fireworks in the distance.
Oh. I think that would definitely grab Brytack's attention, mostly due to the fact that the last time that he saw fireworks was probably at some sort of big event in Baldur's Gate when he was a child.
Yep.
So he's just like, fireworks? What?
Big red, like, fireworks are going off in the center of the town, and you can hear cheering and drums thumping and cheers, and then drums thumping and a large cheer like a mile or so away.
Cool. We should figure out what that's about.
Probably some sort of celebration of some kind.
Yeah. They have heard that we've arrived. It's only
Maybe someone.
Zol, when you said your reputation precedes you, you really weren't joking, were you?
He was not. He's very full of himself.
They say a lot of things.
So I think that Vin during this time would have like bathed and like had the butler help her like do her hair and stuff
Okay.
and put on more of a noble's dress, I think.
Yep.
Oh,
There's a
because you
nice-
don't sleep.
I don't sleep.
Um,
I don't sleep. Maybe
I was gonna
so.
say, are we gonna have like a she's all that fucking moment as she like descends the stairs and we're just standing
Yeah.
there? We're just like, holy shit!
You're like, oh my god, she took her glasses off.
yeah,
She let her hair down. She's not in those nasty art clothes anymore.
There she goes.
yeah. There's just like a lady in waiting, right? There's we'll change out right now because you did this and it's a different perspective. It's a footman, a butler, and a lady in waiting. And like same thing, just because Jade would have some sort of like groomer or whatever, instead of just like shaving her all day long, which is whack.
Right.
Like then just goes into like brushing your hair and just like absolute flawless nobility. You know what I mean? Like whatever you believe is right is how your character will look. And you're not going out in your plate, I presume, and you're not going out in your armor. Are you? Yes? No?
If I could like keep like some of it, but I would probably take off the like bigger pieces.
Okay. I would say it's glaringly adorned in Raven Queen like filigree all around it. Just so you know. So if you were to do it, you'd have to like cloak up pretty hard.
Right.
Now, passive insight, how many Raven Queen followers are in this place that would give a shit? Brytech, you would be like, nobody would give a fuck here. It's the Raven, no offense, you know what I mean? But like, I don't think it'd be just like, you know what I mean? Like, you're in Chicago,
Nobody would even know.
and somebody from some various religion kind of walks by that it's the Raven Queen. You're not wearing Lathander, or it's a neutral, you know what I mean? Like, she's kind of neutral-ish. It's not the worst. So could you get away with it? Kalimvor, hard pass. Fucking thing. Not good. But like,
Nah,
Raven
yeah, that one ain't flying.
You might get weird looks. You might get questions. No one's gonna like throw you out of the bar.
Well, I was still thinking like that she wouldn't wear like visible Raven Queen armor,
I'm very keen on this because I want to know what you're wearing if you talk shit in the wrong bar or if the wrong person walks up to you. You need to, yeah.
Is there any way that the dress could cover it up at all?
We could keep, you know what I mean? I'll sacrifice you one AC by you adjusting it to, you know what I mean? To dress it up. And it won't be too obvious. How's that sound? You don't need to, you don't need to minus one AC on your character sheet. We'll just kind of like,
Just memorize. Okay. And then I'm going to ask Zol to carry my greatsword in the bag of holding that I gave him.
oh, nice. Okay. Oh, so you're keeping your gauntlets on. Nice.
Hold on to
I
this.
completely forgot. I have the veteran's cane, so I can act like an old man kind of.
Oh yeah.
Disguise.
I love this session because it's slowing things down so you can actually be like, oh shit, I have money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is great.
These coin things do more than just weigh me down. Yes.
This pointless cane is no longer pointless.
How
Awesome.
much gold do you bring with you, Zol, in the bag of holding?
All of it.
And who is the treasurer?
I like that whole treasure.
I mean,
room there.
after all, there was absolutely nothing in that other room that he went into. So,
Right.
I mean, yeah, I would have thought all of it, no?
So, like,
That's
what?
probably
What's a
right.
bag of holding can take 500 pounds? I think is that the answer? I think that's So I'm just
Oh, right, okay.
yeah. So just give me a reasonable number. You know what I mean? Like,
30,000.
I mean, we have. Let's just stick with the. Well,
How much did I say you guys had?
500 gold and 100 platinum.
Okay.
It was 2,500 gold, 500 platinum, and 400 silver.
That can easily go in there. But I would say there is another 6,000 in a chest inside this place, just sitting there.
That can stay there for a minute.
Okay. You get the sense that they're all bagged up for like purchasing food for, you know what I mean, and like keeping the place kind of sustained as well. All right, so we'll say Edie Miney, I'll just say Vin, since you've got the, you know what I mean, like where you guys see the portcullis, there's a horse, there's a carriage, there's so many options to go, you know what I mean, when you go outside. What kind of place do you want to find? And you can see things outside as well. You can be like, we're going to go over there.
I mean, the tavern is like the best place to like.
Yep. Outside the tavern right now, you see 2 wargs tied up. There's 2 or 3 folks like doing the drunken, English pub swagger thing. They're singing some sort of song outside. They look like soldiers as well. And there's another 2 dudes in a different uniform standing outside, but they all look like soldiers. There's 3 dudes in red and 2 dudes in black.
Do they look like house guard more so than soldiers?
You can take your telescope and do yourself an investigation if you'd like, or a perception. It's fine.
No, I mean, like, because like there's a thing where like most house guards, they look like soldiers. They're paramilitary, for lack of a better term, right? So I'm just trying to figure out if maybe it's either they're 2 houses, because if there's colors or like that or whatnot, it might be a like, oh, those are allied houses kind of thing.
Like Harry Potter.
Yeah, they look like 2 distinct and different uniforms. If that's what you're
I
asking.
got a 22 on perception.
Very quickly, you recognize the Red Lancers from lore, and you've heard of them fighting in.
Okay.
And then the other 2 are very clearly Dragon Cultist soldiers.
And Dragon Cultists.
It's probably good we didn't wear.
They've got their masks. Like Dragon Cultists have these masks. They kind of sit on their face, and it's up on top of their head like this. And then they've got like this mask that goes over their ears. You can see they've got like 2 curved blades on their side, and some leather on their chest. They look faster than they've got like plate, the Lancers.
Interesting. Okay. Well, at least we know. So historically speaking, right, these Lancer dudes, that's like a kind of like an elite unit kind of deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so all right, so that's okay. So he would share that. Like, okay, so we don't have just anybody that's still. So if shit pops off, they can call up guys who can kick our asses in numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
What, Zol? Do you disagree?
I'd like to see them try.
Well, not all of us have such divine favor as yourself.
Well, that sounds like your problem.
It's basically right outside.
I don't know if Zol's my friend or not right now, and it's really bothering me.
We'll find out later.
Zol's his own friend. We're good.
I am best friends, yes.
Yeah.
So do you go out the front gate? Are you taking a carriage? What are you bringing with you? How do you want to move out? So there's the portcullis, and when you walk out the portcullis, if you go out that way, I would say your insight is these gates don't look like they open that much. There is a footman's door off to the side where there is a skeleton that just sits there and stands.
Go through that door.
Yeah, the footman's door is what we would go through.
Okay.
I don't have a good experience with carriages.
Yep, it is broad daylight.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people shuffling in front of this keep.
Sure.
It's like a city, and this is a walled keep. You guys are just busting outside?
I think it would be one of those like as, oh, look, there's a large group of people walking by, and we just kind of like pop out and kind of like as like we're part of them before breaking off somewhere else.
Okay.
Not trying to draw attention to ourselves.
I'll say.
It's
okay, go
too
ahead.
bad that the main gate is broken. That we have to use this side door like peasants.
There are other doors. I will say there is a.
It has more to do with the fact that he very clearly stated this gate does not look like it gets opened very often.
Yeah.
Was one
Right.
of those like.
But I'm like, why would we be coming out of the servant door?
So Vin, you're asking a good question. There is like a hedge against a wall, right? And there is a gate on that side with an alleyway where there are old crates like onions and things that get dropped off for stores. You can go out like the kitchen, you know what I mean? Where there's
That makes way more sense.
Yeah, like try to be sneaky so that they don't see us.
I don't know. We have a cat that
coming
does bad
out.
things in this party, so I was going to let you guys have a good. So if you take out that way, there's really no issue. You can walk out, no one really sees you, and you can blend in traffic. If you get out on traffic, you see a nice cobblestone road. You hear like the clip, clop, 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 clop as a carriage goes by speedily, with behind them a wagon full of like grains and other things. You start hearing the raucous roar of some sort of like rugby song happening at the bar that you're heading towards. Right now you see like two skinnier hobgoblin squires holding the reins of these wargs. You do see two tall 5'11", 6 foot tall like Thayan straight up wizards walking by you, very high collars, and they're speaking to each other very intently about something, their heads down. One female, one male. And they seem very high postured, and they're moving along. As they move along, you see these street lights, right? Journey. You see the street lights that are burning, but they're burning with an illusionary magic.
Street lights, people.
Yeah.
We're old. Shut up.
Now I don't feel bad in your sessions. You know what I mean? Like I brought up the goofiness thing. But you'll see that where you'd think that they're oil lights, it's an illusionary light. It's some of the power of one of the magics that this particular Zalkir favors. There's a lot of illusion. The weird thing is if you see one of these Thayans that's walking, they've got like a familiar in a fishbowl, like floating next to them. It's just kind of just chilling there. You'll see like an ion stone kind of cruising around the head of another. And the more you look around at things, you'll see like a stained glass window of just like an apartment. And in the stained glass window, you'll see like this giant red wizard like float up and just like do something and kind of sit there. And it's just like a really cool stained glass window that has this illusion of which you can only assume is Zaz Tam. As you look down this long, long alleyway towards where this piazza is in the distance, it's nothing but these red banners all the way down. You guys walk closer and you can start hearing with their elbows up on a window that's open behind them. And there's like steel pints of these two dragon cultists kind of sitting there, leaned up. And there's two squires now outside holding the reins of these wargs, where you saw three kind of plated up hobgoblins. They seem to be inside, but it's only two wargs and three hobgoblin lancers, which you can do your own assessment apply there. But you can hear some noises from the inside of this bar. How would you guys like to approach?
I mean, I think he'd just kind of walk in. I mean, look like he's been here before kind of thing.
Alrighty. Let's see.
Don't say it like that, Tim. Jesus.
Oh, you're about to die.
You set up that whole goddamn map. I'm going to go wander around in it. That's going to happen.
There you guys go. Yeah,
What are we supposed to do? Knock? Like, it's a tower.
All right. All
Maybe
right. I
come
was at
in.
Schlitterbahn yesterday, and I wrote this out, so I'll read it.
Ooh, Schlitterbahn.
You see a red spur. Looks like the San Antonio Spurs, but it's a red spur on a steel. It's like steel art, swinging back and forth from a nice. From the outside, the Crimson Spur looks more like a fortified watch house than an inn. Built of dark mountain stone, its heavy oak doors are reinforced with iron bands, and crimson lanterns burn over the entrance. Casting the street in blood red light, the sign above depicts a mounted hobgoblin lowering a crimson lance beneath the rising sun. You found yourself in one of the team bars. Inside, warmth replaces the mountain chill. A massive hearth dominates one wall, fed by thick pine logs hauled down from the Sunrise Mountains. Long, scarred tables stretch the length of the hall. Crowded with red lancers, still wearing travel-stained armor, warg saddles hang from the rafters alongside, captured, which you can only assume are Rashemi banners, while trophies of recent victories in broken axes, splintered shields, and the antlers of northern elk decorate the walls. The smell is a mixture of roasted boar, dark bread, pipe smoke, and leather, and strong spiced spirits imported from Thay. Every conversation is quiet enough to avoid attracting unwanted attention. Everyone knows that the Red Wizards occasionally sit amongst the patrons, and they listen without appearing to listen. Behind the polished blackwood bar stands a very tall, broad-shouldered hobgoblin. It seems to be missing one eye. There's a big slash like right here. And just a very, very gruff voice. As you guys walk in, you hear him say, "Steel stays sheaths, arguments before spells begin." The upstairs room, as you see in a balcony, are plain but secure. It appears that there are some sort of captains wearing black leather and tattoos of winged snakes on their arms. You can clearly tell Thayan officers are up there with maps laid out, conducting negotiations that are less formal than council chambers. In one shadowed corner, you see sits a round table that no one occupies without invitation. And it seems as if there's maps laid out, and there's like curtains kind of sat there. And it's just empty at this time. But there you guys go. You see the barkeep kind of like doing the thing, wiping clean, and then stands and kind of nods at all of you to take your place at the L-shaped bar before.
Is there a line? Is there like anybody at the bar?
Yeah, I know it doesn't look very full right now, but there are, hobgoblins. One, has his like shirt completely off. You know what I mean? He's got a bandana around his head that's like bright red, and he's just, drinking, and there's like sweat coming off him as well. He's got a nice, well-kempt beard, very strong, like biceps, a 12-pack full of gutters, just like sitting there with his like a bastard sword off to his side. And there's two, plated, kind of cleaner looking knights standing like around him like lancers. They all have their tankards, and I'll say the bottom half of the L shape is open, like those three.
But there's nobody like actively ordering anything because we've never been here.
No, it's not like that.
Gotcha. I was gonna listen in to see if there was a particular drink that everybody in here orders, so as not to come across as a novice.
I am also going to listen in, but I'm going to listen in with magic. For the moment we walk in, I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts with Subtle Spell. So just happens.
And is there anyone in particular that you want to cast that on?
So I can just like scan around the room with it, but I'm trying to get people's first impressions of us as we walk in. You know, just any thoughts.
Okay, I'm going to give you an
Seems to be
insight that
paying attention.
there is at least one wizard sitting inside this place. As you kind of do a quick assessment, there is like a bald-headed. Yeah, do you want to continue doing this? Yes or no?
Well, I'm using subtle cast, so it will
Okay.
just happen.
Okay.
Like there's no
I just wanted to be
signs
clear
of
how you
that.
say it.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Let's put them in the back here. That's sort of two like wizards are chilling there.
Did you ask for insight? Sorry, I heard you say something about insight. I wasn't sure.
No, I would say your passive insight is you start like wanting to start use magic right away. Is I would say there's, you know what I mean? Like
Sure.
you get the sense that if you try to do those type of things, that you may get caught. Like this is not your average town. This is an arcane town.
Okay, that's a shame. That's fine. Yeah, seeing those, I will.
If it's an ability, it shouldn't be an issue. If it's a spell, it's going to be an issue. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's both technically. But the detect thoughts is a spell. Yeah.
Okay.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. It's
But
weird.
you can stealth it. Like you can, if you give me a stealth roll next to it, or if something happens, if that is your vibe, there are valuable thoughts happening in here.
What's the stealth roll for?
If you're going to try to cast this thing without a wizard picking up on it, that's inside this place.
Sorry, I'm using the sorcerer subtle spell, so there's no components. Like it just
okay.
nothing happens. It just suddenly
Okay.
I can read thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. I'm not trying to
there's
resist
no way
you. I'm trying to make it
stealth
make
roll.
sense in my mind. Okay.
It doesn't
all
require
right.
any
You're
verbal
scanning
somatic
the
or
room?
material. Yeah.
You're just scanning the room. Okay, I'm going to give you senses of thoughts and feelings. Right. Two of the red lancers are standing next to that jacked lancer without his breastplate and stuff. He clearly lost a joust recently, lost his warg, and lost his armor, but he is like a captain of these two dudes sitting next to him, and he's super duper pissed, and he's got to do and he's thinking about how he has to join another tournament this evening to potentially win back, like double or nothing, win back his gear, because he lost in a joust. He's now got to go to he's got to wrestle his way out of it, or he's got to fight his way out of it. And the other two seem like embarrassed / nervous for a big, you know what I mean? Like a big dude that's kind of sitting there. The wizards are thinking about logistics, like very difficult. They're annoyed that they're dealing with Zentarum. They're very annoyed that they're dealing with Zentarum. They know that, think of it as if they're the elites in this whole organization. There's the muscle of the hobgoblin. There are dragon cultists that are around this place that you also see there. And then there's Zentarum somehow in this mix as well. You hear them talking about thoughts of logistics of how to get to certain ships across a place called Thesk. We got a brick? Hey, what's up, buddy? Sorry, I just went through the fourth wall. My bad. Every once in a while, I'll look at chat and I'll be like, squirrel. I'll keep going around the room for you. And I'm doing the whole Twilight thing where he's thinking of a cat, he's thinking of a lover, he's thinking, you know what I mean? So it kind of gets you to hone in. So there's the hobgoblin that just lost the fight. There are two other hobgoblins that are thinking and laughing their ass off about a red lancer that also lost a joust, and they're thinking of ways to make fun of them. There's a hobgoblin that is nervous about upcoming combat. You get the sense that there is heavy nerves about something happening in the next 48 hours, a big movement. You scan further, you see what are clearly Zentarum. you get the sense that they are pirates. And there is no ocean nearby. They need to get to the sea. And they're just waiting to do their job. And then there's the bartender who is very like benevolent to this situation. He's a hobgoblin himself, a veteran, and he's got a limp. He's staying behind. He doesn't give a shit because he's done his, 3 tours or whatever it takes for hobgoblins to leave. The dragon cultists don't seem as if they give a shit. They seem like they're just a part of the city and aren't involved in what's about to occur. They're thinking of, money and fortune because this is their city.
Okay.
So that's your assessment real quick. Think on it, and then I'll pass to the rest of the crowd. If you want to stop somebody from doing something or whatever, you can do that midway. But just
can I ask, did I get a name of any of the ships? Like, do they think about the ships specifically they're trying to get to?
You focus in harder. There is apprehension because they have no ships.
Sorry, the wizards were trying to get to ships, some cargo to ships.
They're thinking of logistics. They're thinking about the battle plan. They're thinking about speed, right? And they're very decisive and they're very like focused on the mission itself, right? Like the Zentarum seem to have these feelings of we need to get these dudes are taking us to where the ships are.
Got it. Okay. And can I get any information on who the guy lost the warg to?
We will say a for right now, because I can grab a name real quick and I'll get to it, but just a competing captain. It was too, like, you have an image of their thoughts of him going up against a competitive, like, company within the Lancers
Also a
themselves. Hobgoblin, yep, another
Also,
hobgoblin.
okay, cool.
And that hobgoblin has the dude's warg now and has all his armor. You know what I mean? Before some big event. And now the dude, you get the sense he's like super pissed because he's got about 2 days to get his gear back.
He's got his dog.
He got his dog.
The moment we grab a drink and sit down, I'm going to just try and give a quick synopsis of this to everybody, of what he's learned in the first, 15
It's loud
seconds.
enough where you guys can have subtle conversation without being picked up.
And I'm going to just start that by just saying, so which one of you is best at jousting?
I just chuckle.
Probably me.
Oh, great. You're going to try and win a warg.
Oh, why?
And then with that, I'll explain everything that Tim just said to you guys.
If you're picking up on their thoughts, there are continual jousts, and it's like winner take all kind of situation. And she could definitely enter the joust to try to specifically call out that captain. Like it's very like machismo level, you know what I mean? Like jousting stuff. Like if you walked out there and were like, I'm jousting you, you get the sense that this dude would absolutely be like, sure, but what are you offering? You know what I mean? Like now the keep does have a charger, so there is a no shit like warhorse that they have.
So
I just made that up on the fly. That horse I did tell you about, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess you could if you wanted to.
So what am I doing when I win?
I don't know. We give the walk back to the captain and make some friends. Also, there's the pirates, and I mean, there's a lot of things it seems like we could be doing in town to try and gain some allies. That's what you were saying before, right?
There is a lot going on in this like military battle. You know what I mean? Like it's. Yep.
Or if you wanted to go the gold route, we could just buy him a new warg, I suppose. Is there a warg store around here?
He's probably attached to that one, isn't he?
Oh, people get attached to their pets.
Yeah.
Forget that.
Would he appreciate me winning it back for him, or is it something that he has to do?
That's a good question. I mean, you could help, or we could sabotage.
That's a question. So, in a previous life, I was fighting with the bad guys. Would I have fought alongside some hobgoblins in Storm King's Thunder?
We fought aside hobgoblins earlier this campaign.
Well, no, like actively, not just like actively fought as an ally next to hobgoblins.
Oh no, you were a good guy. The hobgoblins would have been the bad guys for sure.
No. For like me, part of my backstory was I fought on the wrong side in Storm King's Thunder.
Yes.
Ooh, discovery.
Interesting.
Sorry. It's been a year in this campaign. The backstory was like 365 days ago. Yes, of course.
So I would have probably some insight as to how hobgoblins think with their honor and their pride, and if that would be a good idea to just walk up to a hobgoblin captain and present, here's your armor, buddy.
Yeah. So there is a list as you're saying this, like right up against, there's like, I always do things that are like common. It's the World Cup, right? Like there is a huge tournament going on right now. And it is, the Red Lancers are up against Dragon Cultists and stuff, but the Red Lancers themselves are very like prideful. And as you're kind of assessing this, Sylvaris, and you're having this discussion, you have heard of Varkash Ironfang, a captain, and who you're looking at is Drogon Red Tusk. As you can see, he does have one singular tusk, like up, and the other one is broken off, where you knew he bit someone, you know what I mean, through his plate mail before. He's a powerful dude, and he just was beaten by Varkash Ironfang. You know that, but you know that you could absolutely step in and joust one of these guys, even like out of scenario, and call them out in the joust. It seems like a tournament that would be like very rigid, but there aren't a whole lot of rules. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
but calling him out, but to call the dude out, if she beats him, to win back that armor and then give it back to Drogon, I don't know that Drogon would be accepting of that necessarily. That's what I'm
based on Sylvaris' thoughts. If you said it subtly to this guy, he would love to have his shit back, because in about 48 hours, he's going to have to be a captain of a company and go invade an entire like region. He doesn't like. He's off the list. He doesn't get to continue the tournament anymore. So he's done.
In that case, I'm going to look at everybody and go, wait here just one moment. And I'm going to walk up to the bar next to Drogon and call over the barkeep and order. How many other hobgoblins are there? Like 3 total? At the bar?
In that group, there's like his 2 awkward sergeants sitting next to the super pissed off captain. they're like,
Order 4 drinks, and I'm going to strike up a conversation with him.
Okay.
With Drogon, and just be like,
okay, here's where I'm gonna let the dice roll. This is your initial vibe as you walk up. Give me a persuasion as you just kind of vibe on up, because you know how that energy is. You don't have to say anything when you immediately realize.
We're just watching from.
It's a 19. Plus 1 is 20. Dirty.
Okay, hey, since you got this, you know what I mean. Approach this, and it just works. So tell me, you know what I mean. Like I'm like sitting there, you know, chilling. He's like gripping his sword, the one thing he got out of this other than his pants. You know what I mean? He's got like his leather jerkins and this bastard sword.
I'd be like, dude, I saw the fight. I fought next to you in wherever the F that was, that town with the bell.
Yeah. Oh, wait. What do you mean? Oh,
There was a town where that I remember, like, where there was a big Storm King's Thunder. That's
okay.
what I'm thinking. If I know this dude, who
That
this
place.
dude is,
That
yeah.
place. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
kind of making a connection with him that I know who he is.
Since you
And
remembered that your backstory was you were fighting on the wrong side and you're with these guys, you guys have advantage in this bar. Now that so Drogon will immediately like look at you and just Drogon, sorry, not Drogon. I think that's from Game of Thrones. So Drogan, Red Tusk, you know, looks at you and you're like getting into his thoughts. Like Zol, where are you focused right now? Because this is
Yeah, I'm gonna keep the focus on him. Get
You
his
see
little
an image?
conversations going.
You see an image of Sylvaris, like not doing good things in a town, like raiding a town. You know what I mean? And
I'm not surprised.
yeah, like you flash in and out of like classic burning village, and there's Sylvaris like looting with everybody else, like coming out of the CVS with like all sorts of. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh no!
yeah. You see that, but what you realize is Drogon like looks at all of you guys and just like as you come over with drinks, and he's like, Sylvaris! And he, you know what I mean, gives him a big like bear hug. What brings you to Thay? Are you riding with us to Thesk?
to Thesk? Ah,
They're close.
It's where the boats
yes, yes. That's to Thesk. Yes.
Yes. He's like, excellent. You must be riding with the Zentarum then. Huzzah!
Drogon, what? I would not expect to see you without your armor. What happened?
The two sergeants kind of step back. Ah, a folly. A folly. Iron Fang unhorsed me. Unwarged me. Sorry. Freudian slip. Yeah.
How could you do that? How?
The sun got my eye. Huh. Rock was in my shoe, wasn't it? And the sergeants are like, ah, yes. I forgot to clear his boots. Ah!
It's not living up to his name, you guys. Not living up to his name. Listen, I've got a friend. What would you do if I could get your armor back?
He's like, I would be indebted to you again. There was a time when you stopped that arrow coming straight for my head. I remember it. Your monk hands.
They're monkey hands. Ha 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 ha.
What does he think is that joke lands? I want to know.
He's like, ha, monkey, ha.
I'm just gonna quick cast message and be like, he didn't like that joke. Do better.
Yeah. It's like,
That guy was never. I was never good at jokes.
He's desperate. He's desperate, but he moves his shoulder so that the sergeants kind of leave and they walk off. They just head off to a corner and they're letting you guys like have this discussion. He leans in. I've got 2 days before we ride. What can you do?
I might have a connection that could potentially easily take down Iron Fang in this competition. And we could do this without you even having to do anything.
Varkash is in the finals tonight. If you called them out, it's for a great, great reward. Or great embarrassment. It would be a lot for him to want to adjust his joust before the finals.
What if it was... he'd never fall. He'd never take that.
What?
He'd never take that bait. What if a woman called him out?
Oh. And he looks over and makes eyes with Lavinia. That is a gamble I would not take. But he doesn't know that you have the gauntlets of ogre strength or whatever, but he's just like, are you on the mushrooms again?
I'm always on the mushrooms.
Solaris, you should stay away from those when you're drinking.
Yeah. You know I'm not good at making smart decisions. But I think this could be a benefit to you.
He just leans in. He's like, I'm desperate, man.
Listen. We'll go to the finals tonight. I'll make sure that I'll make sure that we win.
It's like, don't tell him my name. Nobody knows my
Vindaloo,
name.
my friend Vindaloo.
Yeah. He's just kind of staring at her, making eye contact with Brytak at the other side of the bar as well.
She'll mean mug him.
Yeah.
I've seen her do things to men that you wouldn't want to see done in battle.
What would you want from me?
Why are you saying it that way? Like, they're out of all the words. Why would you say it that way?
I'm not intelligent enough to have like a strong conversation.
Yeah,
This
it's
is just-
also it's not Skylar's wits at the table too. You know what I mean? Like we're doing great.
Just be glad that you can't understand what the hobgoblin's thinking.
You've reached the final part of the dialogue where he agrees to this thing, but it's just like, so what's in this for you? You're just going to
above table. What do we want from this guy? Do we think?
A favor. I mean, we're just trying to build a reputation more than anything, and like alliances. Right? So.
Like, listen, we've been friends forever. I just can't see you. I can't see you go back off to battle looking like this. Nothing more.
I would owe you one, friend. But he looks over his shoulder and nods. And there he is. And he kind of turns his head and he stands up. And you see very tall, you know what I mean, hobgoblin. You know, like he takes a spear as he steps off a warg, throws it at a hobgoblin who basically topples over. And then he just hands the reins off to one of the sergeants, right? And just like very dismissive to like fellow hobgoblins, walks in, you know what I mean? And just like, oh, poor luck, Drogon. I rode your steed in. It's doing just fine with me.
I'll look back at everybody at the table and
Let's go.
I'll look at Drogon. I'll see you tonight.
Hang on, I gotta let Chippy in. He's throwing a tantrum. Here, come on.
Aw.
Chippy, I'll see you tonight.
Yeah. Mom just left, and Chippy was 3 feet away from a human, so he's suffering of death.
No.
Yes, I'm sorry, pal. Oh, and here comes Kai. All the dogs are suffering from death. Oh, abandonment. Welcome. So this other, he's got like a high black singular, like almost like a top knot plume. It like pops off the top of his great helm and then just dangles in like horsehair out the back. He pulls this helm off, chucks it at the table. The bartender instantly drops like a pitcher and a pint glass there for him to just drink, and he kind of steps back. Behind Varkosh is a very round, bearded, he's got like a tricorn hat. Dude breaks off to the right, and then a red dragonborn with a very high collar, very noble clothing, and a cutlass with like a set of binoculars hanging off his leather, think of like a leather pirate's coat, very large cups.
I was like, that's a pirate.
Breaks right behind him, and then goes upstairs.
I'll just lean in. It's like, what's going on upstairs there, Drogon? Seems intense.
Zelko is the pirate captain that we're escorting across Thesk. Zelko is one of the barons in this town. Best.
What?
Heard that. And outside
Nice.
are a bunch of Vespas, like, rah, rah, rah.
That's just the wargs.
Those wargs are
The
sick.
wargs
Yeah.
they're barking outside, yeah.
They're growling. Row, row, row.
They're just hungry.
So I'm just gonna feign a little bit. Well, I am ignorant. It's like I've heard about this. I've heard about this thing across the desk, but like, what's so important on the other side of Thesk?
You must be new here.
I just got here, a week, 2 weeks ago.
The Rashamen have fallen. You see the banners like hanging. You know what I mean? Like in this place, the Rashaman to the north has fallen, friend. And we now ride the Red Lancers to the east, to the sea, to take Thesk. It is a barren place where the Shadowmaster Guild, petty thieves, are ruling there. If we can get to the sea, there are 2 ports there that these pirates that have left Kalimshan and the Sword Coast, much of them, have come with us, and they're going to take their fleets. Yeah, it's going to be easy. And then we will rule Thess. It's going to be great for the Red Lancers and our noble king.
That will be big for the Red Lancers. Well, see what we can do tonight. Hopefully, we'll be successful.
If she lays a gauntlet at his table, he will take it. But it will be a scene, a very large scene. They've been waiting for something as a capstone to this send-off. Tonight is a very big night. We're supposed to get a very special guest at the piazza.
Ooh. Any what are the bets going?
Could be Galavan himself, but very doubtful.
I mean, that'd be
Galavan
pretty
is
cool.
nursing his old blue dragon.
Was that Lenathon?
Yes. I mean, you know that above table, but
Yeah. Like, that's Lenathon, right?
yeah.
Oh. That's too
I mean,
bad.
Savaris would probably know about that if he was cruising
Yeah,
around.
yeah. I'm just
guys.
thinking, like I'm making sure it's like Lenathon. Oh.
I'm
I heard
gonna
what happened
pause there. And Brytek, do you have anything? Because you've been off mic. Is there anything? You're at the bar. All of these big players are kind of walking around. Same with Vin. I'm gonna say that Vin and Brytek are elbow to elbow, sitting next to each other, watching this go on. What I'll say is, Zal and Silvaris are making very good with this shirtless hobgoblin. You're overhearing this thing, but when Varkash Ironfang enters the bar, that kind of he's not talking about that anymore. And then another big player moves upstairs to that, I told you about that private room, goes and sits at that mat. He seems to have various like well-dressed like sailor, you know what I mean? Like they look very like sea captains themselves, standing over, and then like a red wizard walks up and they're kind of pointing at a map and things like that as well. He doesn't seem like he's staying very long. It looks like he's getting like a quick update. Like he's the boss of, you know what I mean, the Zentarum here. He's getting a quick update, and it appears like he's grabbing some notes. He hands them off to like one of his aides and prepares. He's like looking around. He makes eye contact with you, Brytek, but nothing, you know what I mean? Like,
The only thing Brytek's going to be doing while he's here is figure out where they are.
okay.
Right? Like in that sense of like geographically, where in the fuck are they? So it is he knows of Thay and the concept of like it's over to the east. Like past that, he doesn't know of anything really that exists past the Dragonspine Mountains.
You are in, you know what I mean? Like
so
you are. Yeah.
He's listening and he realizes, seeing what's going on, that there's a port nearby, but that could be a port to a lake. That could be a port to, to a large lake, or that could be a port to an ocean. So he's just kind of like trying to, he'll wander around with his ale and kind of like steal glances wherever he can and try and piece things together. But he's very much literally like, okay, where in the world, where in all of Earth are we, kind of thing.
Yep. I mean, if you make an assessment of how these sea captains are dressed, they're not going to a lake.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
because he knows that there's some lakes that would be like inland oceans. You know what I mean?
It
so
doesn't smell like Baldur's Gate to you. You do not smell the ocean air. There are no seagulls. You know what I mean? Like it's. It's not completely adding up.
But they don't look like they're going, okay, where the fuck are, like, you had said earlier that there's like maps and there's all kinds of stuff like that, but the maps and things are inside that like private room, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, and that door's never open, right?
Not right now. Now it'd be very awkward to walk over there because they're handling their business. But the map, now you're like, oh, that's an important map.
Okay, yeah.
Like, there's like a red wizard kind of pointing. They nod. He like walks up. He points. You know what I mean? Like he pulls out like a watch, closes it. You know what I mean? Puts it back away. They nod to the Dragonborn, the red Dragonborn. That's like, you know what I mean? That's wearing. That's clearly the pirate Commodore. You know what I mean? And he looks upstairs to those two probably Zentarum assassins that were just covering the place before he walked in. Right. And he's like, he nods, he grabs some documents and then just walks straight out. He claps the winning hobgoblin on the shoulder and throws him like a small bag of his winnings that he probably bet on the right hobgoblin. And then he walks out.
I think that he would probably be eyeing to see whenever there's an opening to spy a glance at that map. Okay. Not because he's trying to track troop movements, because he's very concerned with where he is. Where am I?
Yeah. Yep. Okay. I can send you the map of where Thay is, but you would basically see a large sea, and there's a peninsula probably 40 miles like to the east that goes out to the sea. And then you don't recognize these names. You see names like Thay, you've heard of. You've never heard of Rashamen?
No, but like if he's near, what is it, the Abysmal Sea or the Abyssal Sea or whatever the fuck that is, right? He can at least, like that big inland ocean that exists in the Forgotten Realms.
Yeah.
Like he's going to be able to be like, oh, okay, I'm really far from home kind of thing.
And you see two distinct lines heading to two distinct ports. And like it branches off. Like they're going to drive straight into those two ports.
Okay. So he knows he has an idea now. He's satisfied his thing. He knows where he is geographically.
You're nowhere near the Sword Coast. Yeah. So Vin, awkward moment. This gigantic hobgoblin, okay, right, with full plate, still wearing his stuff. If you look at it, you can smell off to his side. If you look down, he's got almost like a bandolier of scalps.
Ugh.
But like very pristine red armor. He looks at you. He's got, a Persian beard. The sideburns of the hobgoblin that they have, their darker skin. And he just gives you like this wink and nudges you over. You know what I mean? He just gives you, he's like, "Aye, what you doing in here, boss?" You come and hang out with losers like Red Tusk? And he just like, "Oh, sorry, friend. We could go again if you'd like. I could take your pants." I'll leave the dialogue there. Yeah. You.
So I don't have to like literally lay a gauntlet down, do I?
No, not literally, but you can in your way, right? So like if I'm like, I don't know how to say this, but I want to call this dude out, or you can call the dude out in your, in your fashion. Advantage if you have something to say, you know what I mean? Like, but you'll roll your persuasion if you don't, you know what I mean? I'm always down for the RP, but then again, I don't like putting people on the spot either. But you can take a moment to think of how you would want to call them out. Now, I'll give you some suggestions. You see a tournament chart, and it's aimed at the well, you know what I mean, like the finals. We'll say there's a name. We'll say Vorzek versus Varkash. Vorzek versus Varkash. You get the sense that Vorzek is in the room, and he looks pretty nervous about having to go up against Vorkash as well. Okay, so there's your. If you stood up, you know what I mean, and said, "Hey," like there's also a thing that you could do as well. That's kind of like an insight. If you were not to be like X his name out and write your name on there, that's one way. You throw the gauntlet down or do it in your fashion. Does that give you good options?
Yeah. I think she would. So there is like a chart, like just
Yeah.
on the
It's there.
wall.
Yep, it's just your parchment paper, ink written out, and the bartender is taking his bets off to the side. You know what I mean? And people will come up, and obviously they're rooting for Iron Fang because he's in the bar. You know what I mean? And people will subtly go around for Vorzek, and like, like we're very hopeful, but it's like 100 to 1 odds. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. So she's gonna like go and stand over at the chart, and she's gonna be like, Vorzek versus Varkash.
it's not even a match, he says, but must do one's duty before a big ride. Ain't that right, Drogon? Tough break. I'm gonna have a lot of wargs for my trip. I can be felled so many times.
I'm honestly surprised you've made it this far.
Yes.
He just
You just see me in the back just
She's
go.
like looking at her nails.
yeah. Is that so?
If those scalps are any indication of how many people you've actually defeated in battle, then yes, I am very surprised that you've come this far.
Go on. Are you maybe offering me your favor for the next jousts? Huh?
No. she's gonna look around and she's gonna be like, I'm assuming this is the place where people who, participate in this hang out, since we've got Drogon over here and you. So is there Drogon. So is there a Vorzek in the room?
He just points. There's the victim. Borzak just, stands up and he's like, we'll see about that. But you can instantly tell that there is some trepidation in his voice. But he's gonna stand on his honor and face good old Varkosh Iron Fang.
And then she's gonna look at Vorzek and be like, would you mind if I cut in?
You couldn't. Yeah, he gets never. Impossible.
Shall we arm wrestle for it?
Just swipes everything off the table. And he looks at his two sergeants, okay, what's your wager?
Well, if I win, then I fight this one. And she just kind of points over.
Yeah. And he says, and if I win, I get your friend. And he points at Brytak.
Deal.
What capacity?
It doesn't even squire.
As a squire. And she's like,
I very much feel that Brytak is staring at Vin like.
She's like, I'm not gonna lose.
Sounds just nodding. I think
Sure.
it could be a good life for him.
I look over at Zol. I go,
And she's
perfect.
He looks
she's looking at Brytak like, you just play along.
Again,
how would you do your size comparison to a 6'4" hobgoblin? Right? Like,
she's like 5'8", 5'9".
Okay, yeah.
It's like not super teeny, but
in terms of like body mass, this dude looks like he's going to absolutely destroy you at so he doesn't even take off his armor. He just sits there and he's like, and then afterwards we'll have a pint together. And he's looking straight over your head to Brytag.
Oh. So you have to a pint with him.
Yeah. He's in the Spartan company of the Red Lancers. Yeah.
All right. Well, Vin is gonna just like get herself ready.
Yeah. Okay. So you sit down. He's sitting there, and of course, like someone walks up, they take a bandana off and they wrap your guys' wrists. And he looks at you and he's like, "I can't let you win. This is gonna hurt when I put your fist through the table."
All right. Well.
All right. Make your strength roll.
All right.
We'll do it in 3 rolls, as you know how over the top works, right?
Yeah.
Like, so this is the first grab.
So is it just straight up strength?
Straight up strength. Yeah, you can use strength on strength.
So that's
athletics. Use athletics.
That's a 19. I know, like athletics.
Okay. So as soon as you grab him and he confidently thinks that this is going to be easy, you feel the pressure of his hand as you bring it straight back, and he his eyes like focus straight at you, like there's absolutely no way this is happening. You know what I mean?
And she,
he was gonna donk you.
Smirks at him.
Yep. So you have it. One more roll.
Can I be cheering Vin on and give them just a bardic inspiration through this?
Absolutely.
And that's a +6.
Oh shoot!
Right,
So
or like a
the
D6.
bardic inspiration that lets you roll a d6 and add it to the result.
Okay.
Right. Okay, well, I'm just gonna like overkill.
Yep.
So that's a 22.
He had a 5,
Yeah.
so I'm not doing the second one. You do the same thing to him. So how would you like to do this?
She's gonna be like kind of holding in the middle just to like make it look like it's a struggle, just to kind of like, you know, save his pride a little bit.
Yeah.
And then she's gonna just like slam it down really fast. Just like real quick.
He sits there. The room goes absolutely silent.
Yeah.
He just stares. He's not staring at Brytak anymore. He's staring at Iron Fang. His Iron Fang puts on his helm and chugs a beer, nods at you, and this dude's all but 7'2". You know what I mean? He's at a Goliath level for a hobgoblin. Brushes each side of the door. We've got 30 minutes. Then he gets on this warg. He throws his squire and the sergeant that was hanging on to his, you think that he's a bit rattled as he darts off his warg down the street. Everybody seems to be standing behind you. What is it? Drogon, comes up, drops a pint next to you. Hello, yeah. He's got my warg. He's riding her now. Her name's Cherry. I've had her for 2 campaigns. You bring her back. I'll leave you, he whispers. I don't know where you're going, but I'll leave a squad of my lancers with you.
Sounds good to me.
You get the sense, Sylvaris, there's 16 captains, all with 100 lancers. And this dude's kind of a big deal.
I'll walk up behind him and chunk him on the shoulder. I go, "It's good to see you, Drogon. We'll get your shit back."
And then Vin is gonna be like, she's gonna be pretending like she's talking to Sylvaris, but she's actually just like projecting like her voice pretty loud. She's like, "Was it just me, or did he seem scared?"
He looks at the captain that was just defeated, that's I gotta get his name. That's Commander Bloodwine's aide that was just beaten by you. You know what I mean? So that dude was he wasn't a chump, so, and you had just handled him. The bar is completely quiet, and they're just they all stand up and they're "You've got to get going. You've got to get yourself ready. You can have my tent. We'll have it prepared." And he just offs the 2 sergeants, and he's I'll have one of our men waiting for you. Tonight's the main night. There's going to be the guest that arrives. There's going to be a lot of attention. I'll see you. I'll see you at our tent.
All right.
He's I'll have lances prepared. and he offs, and that's where we'll pick it up. Next session, we're gonna have we'll start with a
Get some
joust.
bets.
In a very
Get some
stressed
bets,
out.
Will.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Very exciting.
It
Well,
was exciting. I didn't expect the joust to kind of happen. That kind of just permeated from that scenario, but this will be kind of fun. And Brytek, hey, you lucked out, buddy. I mean,
Yeah, I lucked out. I certainly did.
yeah, so now I need to invent sewers inside this place because you gave me a dimension of the city that I didn't have built. You're like, yeah, where's the underground sewers to whatever? So I'm going to go design those real quick. I think in the next session, we will start out with your charger fully equipped, with you all preparing to enter what will look like a massive tournament at the center of town. And then we'll kind of go from there.
I'm not gonna be here.
Oh, you're not going to be here for that one. Oh,
No.
Oh, dang.
How do we do this?
Can we use some quick
Own the joust, because
dragon?
I would really like to do that.
Can we do some quick dragon cult shenanigans? I'm gonna go strike up a conversation.
We'll push. We'll sort it out. We'll either have we'll make a build up.
Ooh. We could do shenanigans in the background, probably while the joust is going on, and that's what we're doing.
So we'll have a Quentin Tarantino moment where right now Vin gets kind of surrounded with the pomp of this, and these hobgoblins kind of cart her off. You know what I mean, to the tournament.
Yeah.
And you guys get left there. Are you guys comfortable with that? Like she seems confident. She seems confident, and you guys are at the bar. We'll take it from there. So there's a large distraction for a build up of this tournament. You'll see things happening, and you guys can take your own path and continual investigations, and go to stores and stuff like that. Does that work? All right. Okay. Cool. That's where we go. Let's see who's out there in the world. Orc Skull is on. Are you? No.
No. I'm gonna end the stream pretty soon as well. Yeah.
Okay. We'll go to. Can we go to Disorderly Dice?
We can.
Okay. Cool. I'm smoked. I'm hungry. Thank you guys so much for playing. You guys have a Bastion. Please think about a Bastion action that you guys might want to take here over the next X amount of days or whatever. But for right now, you guys are preparing to follow Vin being carted off with the pomp and circumstances of a great joust. So
Very exciting.
all right.
Well, we'll see everybody on the next time.